The APU, the Auxiliary Power Unit, is a self-contained unit supplying the aircraft with pneumatic air as well as electrical power. On the ground, the APU supplies bleed air for starting the main engines, bleed air for the air conditioning system. This is the air that goes majority or mainly through the air conditioning packs, as well as electrical power to the electrical system when the main generators on the engines are not running and supplying. During takeoff, although we normally turn the APU off before takeoff, we can use the APU unit as an aid to optimize takeoff performance. The APU can here supply bleed air for the air conditioning system, eliminating the need for bleed air out of the main engines, increasing power output for the main engines. In flight, we can use the APU as a backup for electrical systems should we have an engine or dual engine failure. We can use it for backup in the air conditioning system, and as well we can use it for starting the engines in flight. We call this in-flight restart procedures. So the APU is both a normal operating unit on the ground, can be used to optimize performance for takeoff, and are used as a backup source of power in flight. The APU requires electrical power as this starts up the ECB and the electrical starter motor. We can get this from the batteries, from the main electrical supply, or from a GPU, a ground power unit, which supplies electrical and or pneumatic air on the ground. APU starting is permitted throughout the entire normal flight envelope, and we're going to be looking at the limitations in the last part of the presentation. The operational envelope is the graph that I showed you or just talked about that we need to be very familiar with. The APU is installed in the tail of the aircraft. This photograph is taken of the APU installation. As you can see here, we're standing underneath the tail and we're looking straight up. The service flaps here are open to allow mechanics access to the APU, and you can even see the inlet right here, the inlet duct leading up to the inlet, which we're going to be covering in just a second. The APU installation right here is a compact installation. It is a turbo shaft gas turbine engine. And by turbo shaft, we're going to be talking about the ATPL knowledge that we've covered already in the previous part of our training, and how this ties together with the actual operation of this gas turbine engine. When we look at the installation for the APU, we're looking at the air coming in, being compressed, and then coming out as power to drive a shaft. The most commonly used APU installation on the 320 is the Honeywell 131-9 Alpha. This is the installation right here, and it can look a little bit complex. But what you can definitely see here is it's a compact design, and it fits neatly into the tail section of the aircraft as the schematic shows right here. Air is taken from underneath the belly, the tail of the aircraft, and goes in, and then the exhaust comes out through the tail section of the aircraft. The APU installation as a schematic I have shown right here, with air, as I just mentioned, coming in from underneath the aircraft and then coming in to divide into the compressor, which provide a flow up through the load compressor to the bleed valve, supplying bleed air to the remaining systems on the aircraft. We talk more about that in the pneumatic presentation from the 320 ground school. And then the other flow goes through the compressor, which is actually the driving force of the shaft. This air passes over the combustion chamber, over the turbine, and then out through the tail of the aircraft to the exhaust right here. Let's take a closer look and let's put a little bit of knowledge to this schematic. First, the air comes in here through the inlet flap. The inlet flap is controlled via the flap motor, and this is controlled from the ECB. This is a component I'm going to be talking about after this slide. When the inlet flap is open, air is allowed in to the compressor section of the gas turbine engine. The airflow will pass around 360 degrees and then pass into the eye of the impeller right here. Remember, from a gas turbine engines, a compressor comprises of two parts when we talk about a centrifugal flow compressor, which this is. The impeller, which is the moving part, and the diffuser, which is the collecting part, which also aids to increase the pressure for the air. As the air passes in through the eye of the impeller and then comes out at a 90-degree angle from the impeller, the diverging passages between the vanes in the impeller increases pressure and increases temperature and reduces the velocity. Because the impeller is a spinning object, we learned also in gas turbine engines that although we should normally see a drop in velocity as the air passes through a diverging passage here, we are not seeing that because of the spinning of the impeller. This adds kinetic energy to the airflow, converted from a mechanical energy of that spinning impeller. When the air now passes through the impeller and then again through the diffuser, which again has diverging passages within it, pressure and temperature is further increased and velocity is decreased. The output that we see here is a bleed output with an increase in pressure approximately 3 times that of atmospheric pressure. We're coming up to about 36 psi worth of pressure, and with a temperature of over 200 degrees arriving at the bleed valve. The bleed air then serves as the hot air for anti-icing, as well as the air going into the air conditioning packs and other systems around the aircraft requiring pneumatic air. The airflow that passes via the load compressor to the bleed source right here is only part of the air source going into the APU. The other source is the driving force which eventually passes over the turbine to drive this entire shaft. The airflow that passes over the compressor will also be increased in pressure, temperature, and pass out through the diffuser and then pass in through this reverse flow, you can see here, reverse flow combustion chamber. In the combustion chamber, we have the fuel nozzles. Fuel and air are mixed, creating a high energy combustible mixture, which with the energy can pass over the turbine blades, converting heat and pressure energy in the gas flow into mechanical energy of driving those turbines, which is connected to the shaft that you see here. The reverse flow combustion chamber is allowing for a very compact design and is a very common feature on a turbo shaft gas turbine engine. You'll find this installation on APUs, but also it's a compact design used often for helicopter installations, where we again need a turbo shaft engine that's very compact because of the limited space available. The gas flow, after having passed over the turbines, will then pass as an exhaust gas out through the exhaust pipe and to the atmosphere. The purpose of running the hot gases over the turbine is to convert pressure and heat energy, as I said, into mechanical energy and drive this shaft. The shaft drives, of course, our compressor and the load compressor, which delivers the bleed air to the system. But more importantly, it drives the gearbox, which has the oil pumps, the generator for the APU, and which is connected to the starter motor. We need that mechanical energy to drive these components, to allow the APU to work, and to allow us to have the auxiliary power for the units we need to operate the aircraft. Running this entire system is the job of the ECB. The engine control box is a full authority digital engine control box similar to the FADEC but in a smaller version. And it performs the bulk of the APU system logic for all modes of operation. And this includes sequencing the start and monitoring the engine start of the APU, monitoring the speed and the temperature for the APU, controlling and monitor the bleed air and the output, sequencing the shutdown, controlling the automatic shutdown on the ground, controlling the fuel flow and the positioning of the IGVs, the inlet guide vane. It is very important to mention at this point that the APU is a turbo shaft gas turbine engine, but it does not provide any power, any thrust to the aircraft. The APU is a power unit that supplies power to drive the gearbox and the load compressor which supplies the bleed air. It has no thrust output. The gases that come out of the exhaust are just exhaust gases. There's no more power coming out of that than there is out of the exhaust pipe in your domestic car.